everywhere I go, and prayer can never be a crime. But I was charged for praying for freedom of speech, and for an old bumper sticker on my car that read, "Unborn lives matter." I stand by my convictions. Unborn lives do matter. Every human being is precious and equal, and I'm proud to be a voice for the unborn, the most vulnerable group of people in our country. Abortion is harmful to women as well, and because of this, much of my ministry as a priest is dedicated to helping women and men affected by abortion trauma to find healing and hope. Whatever your views are on abortion, we should all be able to agree that in a democratic country, we should not be in the business of prosecuting thought crimes. Thank you to everyone who's come here to support me today. But this isn't just about me. The story isn't over. If the government imposes censorship zones around every abortion facility in the country, as they're considering doing with the public order bill currently under discussion, who knows how many more people are going to stand trial? How many people are going to be put in prison for offering help, for praying in their minds? I call on the government to look into the overwhelmingly positive work that the vast majority of pro-life groups do to support vulnerable women at their point of need, before censoring the streets of the United Kingdom and allowing good people to be criminalised for acts of love.
Father Sean. Thank you all for coming here to support Isabel and Father Sean. I'm standing with them in prayer, freedom of speech and freedom of thought, and for the rights of the unborn child. We are, of course, delighted that the court has returned a not guilty plea and not guilty verdict, and that the Crown Prosecution Service rightly decided to offer no evidence. The truth is, Isabel and Father Sean were essentially charged for nothing, and it's right that the prosecution had nothing to offer. But the more pressing question is, how did we arrive here? How did we get to the place where freedom of thought, which is an absolute right, is investigated and put on trial? Both domestic and international law are clear that there can be no legitimate justification for the state to limit, interfere or penalise anyone for the contents of their mind and the opinions that they hold. How did we get to the place where an innocent, law-abiding woman of good character, who has selflessly served women and children for 2 decades, gets searched and arrested because of the mere prospect that she may be thinking towards God in prayer for unborn children? How did we get to the place where a priest is criminally charged for praying? How did we get to the place where 3 simple words on the back of a car could lead to a criminal charge? Unborn lives matter. And when you think about it, which of these words are considered to be criminal? Well, let's put it this way. If Father Sean had any other word apart from unborn next to lives matter, he wouldn't be here charged today. How did we get to the place where a loving, harmless statement of undisputable facts could lead to a criminal record? In George Orwell's words, some are more equal than others, depending on what views they hold. Where freedom of speech is no longer a fundamental right, but a privilege granted to you only if you agree with the privilege with the prevailing norms of society. So we got here because, as a country, we have taken for granted the freedoms we once held dear. We've taken our eyes off the ball. We've forgotten that freedom of expression is the foundation of a democratic society and one of the basic conditions of societal progress. We got here because basic principles of the rule of law have been neglected. The principle that the law must be clear, predictable, and also consistent for it to be legitimately on statute. Public space protection orders undermine the rule of law and erode the public's confidence in the police. So for one of his charges, the police actually informed Father Sean that he wouldn't be charged. Then they charged him nonetheless. Both Father Sean and Isabel's charges were discontinued, but then they were warned that they could be revived. Then the CPS were just asked in court, why are you offering no evidence? And they couldn't provide an answer. No citizen should be subjected to the uncertainty of criminal proceedings for exercising lawful rights. The process is fast becoming the punishment. Lord Justice once said that freedom to speak only inoffensively is not worth having. And indeed, this is correct. Free speech is the lifeblood of any truly democratic society. And lest we forget, it was defended with blood, sweat and tears, and shouldn't be given up so cheaply due to the feelings of offence or even if we strongly disagree. It is the cornerstone of a democracy that must be defended robustly, not because the principle of free speech is perfect, but because the inevitable alternative, namely authoritarianism, is far more dangerous. So dangerous that it could lead to the criminalisation of our innermost thoughts. Isabel and Father Sean's cases show that the current plans to introduce censorship zones across England and Wales constitute a dangerous step towards an illiberal society. We ask parliamentarians to think long and hard about whether we are still a free and democratic society and a free and democratic country, and if so, national censorship zones must be rejected. Thank you very much.
Can I just ask, so what next? Are Isabel and Father Sean free to go back and pray in that area?
As far as the law and the verdicts suggest, they can. But of course, what's inbuilt in the public space protection order is an uncertainty, which still bans prayer. And so what we would like to believe is that if they were to go back again, they wouldn't be subjected to the same prosecution, the same criminal proceedings, and indeed that's the only way that the Crown prosecution can be consistent if this offering of no evidence is actually genuine.
So am I right in thinking, if Isabel and Father Shaw, anyone were to go and think about global warming or what they're going to have for their lunch, that would be fine. But if they were to speak to the Lord God Almighty, then that's against the law.
Yes, it is the first content-based criminal law that we've had in this country, where you prosecute and criminalise purely because of subject matter. And as a result, if you had kneeled down for any other thing, you would have been completely illegal. But if you were there praying about the issue with a word, you would have been considered a criminal. But I'm hoping that this verdict today would suggest that we are taking at least one step forward towards clarity.
It's fantastic news, thank you. And, you know, as Jeremiah from ADF, the Alliance for Defending Freedom, who is Isabel's legal team and Godshaw's legal team, said, actually, you know, there is something, this is a small step forward, but it is, you know,
they're trying to call our bluff.
Yeah.
If somebody does, I'm thinking of going up there and praying. I'm an abortion survivor.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. So, you know, but mine will be a whole new, it could be a whole new ball game for them, whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Everything has to be put to the test, it seems. It's a game. It's a sick game.
Yeah. Do get in touch if you do. Where, are you based in Birmingham or?
No, I know Isabel. We go to the same church.
Right.
From Worcester.
Right.
I'm from Worcester.
Ah, fantastic. Okay. Yeah. Well, it is. It was the annoying thing about this is that they'll go as far as necessary to essentially censor, to see how far you're willing to back down.
I know.
And that's a good thing about Isabel's actions.
Yes.
And Father Sean's actions. They stood their ground, and you know, unfortunately, for every one person that stands their ground, there's probably 100 people that said, you know what, I'd rather not have the fuss.
Yeah. There's not much. I was disappointed at the lack of Christians here today supporting it.
Yeah.
But there's some.
Yeah, there is quite a lot, yeah.
There's a saying, isn't there? Use it or lose it.
Exactly.
It applies to the amateur radio bands. It also applies to everything, including human rights.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no.
Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you. What, sir, I didn't get your name.
Peter.
Jeremiah.
Peter.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. Father. Yes. Absolutely.